Hello, hello, hello. Hi everybody. Welcome to a new overview of new games. We have seen yesterday the game release by Score made by Metascore website for platform. Today we are continuing to speak about the PS4 games. Yesterday we spoke about the Persona 5 Royal game, which is the first on the top list of this platform. But today we will speak about the Final Fantasy VII Remake game. The Final Fantasy Remake game is in the second of the top 100 of this platform. As we can see here, it got like 8.0 of rate of the users, and it has about 87 point on 100 made by reviewers. This game was released by April 10, 2020, so it's a new game, almost very new game. We can go directly to the reviews made by the different reviewers and the users. We can see here for the Final Fantasy VII Remake PlayStation 4 game, it was like Square Enix. It made by the Square Enix and released by April 10th, 2020, as I said just before. On the Metascore, it got like 87 point on 100 point, which is the 100 of 100 is the excellent and the best ever. Here we have only like 87, which is more or less excellent. It's a generally favorable reviews based on 119 critics reviews. The developer of this game is the Square Enix. The genre is Japanese style role-playing and action RPG. Regarding the team players, it's no online multiplayer, and the sheets is on game fakes. The rating they gave like a T. For the score made by users, it generally favorable reviews too, based on 4,511 ratings, and it got 8.0, which is relevantly very, very good. Now we can go to see what is the ranking and the awards of this game. It has the 4th place best PS4 game of 2020. It got like the 1st place of the most discussed PS game of 2020 and the 2nd place of the most shared PS4 game of the year 2020. There are other reviews and critics made by other database, but I think that the Metacritic's website is one of the best. So we will continue. So here you can see like the trail of the video of the game, and here are the most critics reviews made by reviewers, the positive one, the mixed one, and the negative one. Regarding the negative one, reviewers didn't give like any negative review for this game. 10 of them gave like a 10, and from 119 reviewers, we have 109 who said that who gave a very positive review. As we can see here, the reviews are made by date. So here is the 23rd of April, the 6th of April, the 10th of April. I think here people just were speaking about before the release of the game. And we continue to see the rest of the reviews. The most important thing, I think, is the user reviews. We can see here that we have more or less 2,000 reviews. 1,373 are positive, 224 are mixed, and 475 are more or less negative. So we can just make like a counting of all those reviews to know the percentage of all of them. So we can just like make the sum of all the three numbers. So we have 477. The sum is 2072. Now we can see the percentage of this of these reviews. So for the 1,373 divided by 2072, here is more or less 77% of the people think that, or they gave a positive review. For the 224 divided by the 2072, they are about 11%, and here the 4075 divided by 2022 is more or less 23%, is exactly 22.79, who gave a very negative point of view. So at the down of the website, we can see that the trail of different parts and episodes of the game. So we have the crazy combos, the official theme songs trail, the Tokyo Game Show 2019, and other different trail. For the Final Fantasy VII, the abbreviation can be found as FF7 Remake. So here is FF7, that means the Final Fantasy VII Remake. We go now to see the mixed review made by users. Maybe I will not speak about the very relevant positive reviews, because it's almost positive. It got like 9 or 8 point on 10. So it's obviously there's no need to speak about. Maybe the most important thing for the new users or those players who want to see what's new, what is the most critical things and negative things about the about this game, is when we deal with the mixed and the negative point of views. So here we see the mark given by the users, like a Mirador. It's the avatar of the person who made this, who gave this point up to 10. So it's 5. Here it's 6, and the rest of the marks are between 5 to 6. Okay, it's about 200 and something. It's 361. It's a little bit. So as you can see here, the reviews of the users is a little bit different from the main page here. As we can see, we have here about 2072. But when we go on the reviews, the page, so we can see that it's much more. Yeah, the user score distribution, the positive, it more than 4,000. As you can see, it's here 3,380. Here it's 770 of negative, and here is 361. So we can go to the mixed reviews. So here is the mixed reviews. We can see that people are giving, as I told just a few minutes ago or seconds ago, that people are giving remarks between 5 to 7, more or less. I made you the main remarks. So they say that the Final Fantasy VII Remake will never be held in the same esteem as Final Fantasy VII. It's hard to be rebeated by its weak side quests and the surplus of padding. It's one of the most current and enjoyable Final Fantasy release in years, but it's one of the most divisive. Sorry, I have to put my glasses. Okay, so it's running up and down corridors and staircases for dozens of hours in drag, and while the combat system can at times offer up brawls that put MMO rates to shame, mountains of staffs and combat system that can't settle on the single style make this one feel like a slight step back from the already problematic Final Fantasy VII. Here's 7, not 15. Maybe in the future we got like 15, who knows? Uh, we continue, so they say that remaking a touchstone of the medium in the fashion is like creating big budget 10-part Netflix drama series out of the title sequence from Grange Hill. The Final Fantasy VII Remake manages to balance this introduction of a new concept with faithful creations of original game's most memorable aspect, but it also unnecessarily pads out this first installment in larger story with too much downtime between its most stricken moments. This is about more or less the resume of the most important critics evaluated as mixed. Yes, overview. Now, if we go to the negative aspects or the negative reviews made by users, the marks are between, it is a majority more than 770, and the majority of them gave like a fourth or three, and some of them gave like 0 and 1. They are a little bit like very disappointed, I can tell you. So if we continue, and these kind of point of view are helpful for some people. Yeah, as we can see here that Stephen VW gave like 0, is very very unlike in this game, and 78, no, yeah, it's 78 of 400, no, it's 447 users found this article is helpful for them. So we can just see these kind of reviews were given by April. Majority of them is April, as we can see here. Some of them are made by May 1st, April 10, April 10, April 15, April 20, April 19, and so on. After reading the majority of the negative aspects or negative reviews made by users, I made you like an overview here, resume of those negative aspects. I can read you. It's a great shame that they decided to abandon the script in favor of Nojima's prime storytelling device. Not to spoil things directly, but if you look at the list of games is written off Wikipedia, you will be able to tell what most of them have in common. Another point of view, speaking about the real tragedy of this first part of the remake, really is that they did nearly everything right for so much of the game, added characters and comedic relief work in the game and the game's favor at the point they occur before everything comes tumbling down to crash and burn. Another person think that if he had Nodima tiny whiny powers vested with him, yes, he's speaking about himself, so he said within me, I would like to turn back time to the moment that the relevant staff at Square Enix decided to make these fatal decisions and forced them to defy fate. One of them thinks that the Final Fantasy remake is an insulting marketing scam directly by childish egomania with no respect for the original game or the fans. He thinks also that this is a completely different and horrible original story, and he thinks that the terrible gameplay padding. He said that it's spread across the game so as not to anger players too much, but altogether its only purpose is to pad out the game by wasting hours of playtime. It's completely inaccessible to new audience. If you wanted to experience FF7 for the first time with modern gameplay and graphics, if you wanted to play Nocturne Remake like you were promised, you can't. And one of the users said that the beginning is just amazing, but when the game is about to come to the end, it becomes the Namura. With Kingdom Hearts stupidity, please remove Namura. And I think we made like the whole Final Fantasy review. I hope that this review will be helpful for you to decide about playing the game. I think it's one of the best, more or less. It's one of the best. It deserves, in my point of view, it deserves to be uh, to be seen at least, yeah, to be seen and tried. And it's up to the people. If you are used to the first release of the Final Fantasy, maybe you think that you will feel those kind of differences, but it's up to you what you are looking exactly for. So you can give like this kind of positive views, which are more than 3,000. You have a positive point of view. Maybe you'll be a little bit in between, or maybe you will feel like these negative point of views. You'll feel like sad and disappointed. It's up to you to decide and to see what are you truly looking for. So thank you for hearing and viewing this video. Hope to meet you on other videos. Please subscribe and encourage us. Thank you.